Today we will reveal some hidden truths about food products at Walmart that you may not have known. If you're wondering why some products are missing from the shelves or if there are quality issues, stay with us. We will talk about the real reasons happening in the Walmart food supply system. The first is the unknown influence of dark stores on product availability. Walmart's shift to dark stores is a significant change affecting food availability, and most consumers are unaware of it. Dark stores are essentially former retail spaces transformed into mini fulfillment centers, a strategic move by Walmart to meet the rising demand for online grocery orders. Although this may seem like a logical response to the growing popularity of online shopping, the consequences for product availability in stores are more complex than they appear at first glance. Firstly, dark stores are not ordinary warehouses. They are optimized for quick assembly and packaging of online orders, which means they have a different inventory management system than regular Walmart stores. These sales points are designed to minimize the time needed to move goods from shelf to shipment, prioritizing fast-moving items. This system leads to a shift in inventory priorities. Items with lower sales rates or those needing special handling may become less available as dark stores focus on speed and efficiency rather than product variety. Secondly, the transformation of retail spaces into dark stores significantly affects the local food market in areas where Walmart has closed traditional stores to open dark ones. The variety of fresh fruits, meats, and dairy products that were once available to shoppers has significantly decreased. This change particularly affects communities that rely on Walmart as their main grocery supplier. When a physical store turns dark, not only does the assortment diminish, but the remaining products often become less fresh due to the shift in focus towards fulfilling online orders that do not always require high freshness standards. Moreover, the increased demand for home delivery of groceries and curbside pickup complicates Walmart's ability to maintain consistent stock levels in traditional stores. To effectively manage both in-store customers and online orders, Walmart often reallocates inventory between these two channels. This practice means that popular products may be redirected from store shelves to fulfill online orders, leaving physical stores with insufficient stocks and possibly pushing consumers to shop online out of necessity rather than choice. This could create a cycle where store availability further decreases as more shoppers choose the convenience of online shopping, which strengthens Walmart's investments in dark store models. Moreover, there is a subtle but significant influence on the freshness and quality of products, as dark stores often favor non-perishable and long-lasting goods. Stable products for online orders are less focused on fresh and perishable items in these places. Products remaining in physical stores may not be updated frequently, which can lead to a decrease in their freshness. This affects the quality of fruits, vegetables, and other fresh products available to customers who still prefer or need to shop in store, especially in regions where Walmart is an important source of groceries. Another consequence is the complication of logistics and potential inefficiencies in Walmart's overall supply chain. Managing individual inventories for dark stores and traditional retail points requires complex forecasting and logistics to avoid both excess and shortage of goods. Errors or incorrect calculations can lead to significant discrepancies between what is available online and in the store, causing consumer dissatisfaction and potentially driving them to competitors with more reliable stocks. Moreover, the local economic impact of transforming stores into dark stores can be significant. Traditional Walmart stores provide many jobs related to customer interaction, including cashiers and stock clerks. The dark stores operate more like warehouses with fewer employees working behind the scenes, often with a reduced need for customer service. This transition affects not only employment, but also changes the dynamics of the local economy, where such jobs are vital. The second reason for the increased use of artificial ingredients is Walmart's shift towards using more artificial components in its food products. This is a multifaceted issue caused by several key factors beyond mere cost cutting. This trend reflects broader changes in the food industry driven by economic pressure, shifting consumer preferences, and the need for shelf stability and efficient mass production. In the current economic situation, many suppliers are facing rising costs for raw materials, labor, and transportation. To cope with these increasing expenses, Walmart is pressuring its suppliers to keep prices low. This pressure often leads suppliers to find ways to cut costs, and one common strategy is to use artificial ingredients. These components, such as synthetic flavorings, preservatives, and emulsifiers, are significantly cheaper than their natural counterparts. For example, Synthetic vanillin, often used in baking, is much cheaper than pure vanilla extract. By choosing these economical alternatives, suppliers can maintain low prices while meeting Walmart's strict requirements. Another important factor is the processing of existing products with the addition of artificial ingredients. Often these changes are not openly advertised. Instead, companies may update packaging or labels with minimal changes that do not draw attention to the recycled ingredients. For example, the product. Despite the presence of artificial additives, products can still be marketed as natural or healthy due to the lack of strict regulations governing the use of these terms. The use of marketing buzzwords like low-calorie or gluten-free can distract consumers from the increasing use of synthetic components, creating the illusion that they are buying a healthier product, even though its nutritional value may be diminished. The impact of consumer trends and market competition. With the increasing demand for convenience and long shelf life, food products have adapted to changing requirements, increasing the use of additives that enhance durability and flavor stability. Walmart, being a leader in the retail market, is particularly sensitive to these trends. The company competes not only with traditional supermarkets but also with discounters and online retailers, making it necessary to offer products with a longer shelf life and less tendency to spoil. Artificial preservatives and colorants are often used to enhance the appearance of products and extend their shelf life, reducing waste and increasing profitability. Health issues and public awareness. The increased use of artificial ingredients raises serious concerns among nutrition experts and consumers. Research shows that certain artificial additives, such as specific colorings and preservatives, can negatively impact health, especially in children who may be more susceptible to these chemicals. Moreover, there is a growing body of evidence linking certain artificial ingredients to chronic diseases, such as metabolic disorders and inflammation. Despite these concerns, many consumers remain unaware of how widely artificial ingredients are used in everyday food products, mainly due to a lack of transparency in labeling and marketing practices. The regulatory environment also influences the increased use of artificial ingredients. In many regions, food manufacturers are not required to list every artificial additive on the front of the packaging, only in the ingredient list, which many consumers may not notice or fully understand. This lack of strict regulation allows companies to use cheaper synthetic ingredients without full disclosure. Moreover, industry standards for defining what is considered natural are often vague, allowing products with artificial components to be marketed as healthier or more natural than they actually are, leading to long-term consumer trust issues. Dependence on artificial ingredients can have long-term consequences for consumer trust in Walmart's private label products. As more consumers become aware of what is in their food and how it can affect their health, there may be a negative reaction against brands using these additives. Maintaining transparency and offering truly natural or minimally processed alternatives may become more important for retailers like Walmart to retain consumer loyalty and trust. Storage and handling issues with products in Walmart stores raise serious concerns about the safety and quality of the goods customers purchase. These problems are largely related to insufficient infrastructure, lack of standardization between stores, and inadequate staff training, which can pose significant health risks to consumers. Several Walmart stores have reported temperature control failures. When refrigeration sections do not maintain necessary temperature levels, perishable products such as dairy, meat, and frozen goods are at risk of spoilage. Even slight fluctuations in temperature can promote the growth of bacteria, which in turn can lead to foodborne infections. In some cases, refrigeration units are not checked and maintained regularly, leading to products being stored for long periods at unsafe temperatures. Clients may not realize this, as the appearance of food may not change. However, the internal quality can be compromised, posing a hidden threat to health. Inconsistency in employee training further exacerbates this problem. While some workers receive detailed training on food safety protocols, others remain untrained, leading to inconsistent practices in handling food. For example, employees may unknowingly place raw meat above ready-to-eat products, exposing them to the risk of cross-contamination. Moreover, improper stock rotation, where old products are not brought to the forefront, can lead to the sale of items past their expiration date. These shortcomings are not always obvious to consumers, but can significantly affect food safety and quality. The quality of compliance with local norms and regulations also plays a critical role in the differences in food safety standards between Walmart stores. Some of them may be in jurisdictions with insufficient control over sanitary standards, while others are under strict supervision. This difference means that the customer's experience with the quality and safety of products can vary greatly depending on the place of purchase. In regions with less strict regulations, health inspections may occur less frequently, allowing improper food storage practices to go unnoticed for long periods. Moreover, discrepancies in the interpretation and application of norms can lead to varying levels of compliance, with some stores prioritizing convenience over strict adherence to food safety standards. These issues highlight the importance of strict and uniform food safety practices in all Walmart stores, so that every customer receives the same level of quality and safety, regardless of the location of purchase. Regarding the environmental costs associated with Walmart's purchasing practices, they have a significant impact on the environment that is not always obvious to the average consumer. One of the main issues is the substantial reliance on long-distance transportation. Products are often transported thousands of miles from low-cost production countries to Walmart stores across the United States. Transportation costs for goods like fresh produce, seafood, and packaged items lead to a significant increase in greenhouse gas emissions due to fuel consumption by planes, ships, and trucks. The carbon footprint associated with the delivery of such goods can be particularly high, especially if they require cooling during transport. As a result, even products labeled fresh can have hidden environmental consequences due to the long journey from farm to shelf. Another serious problem is the sustainability of supplier practices. Many suppliers providing goods for Walmart do not adhere to sustainable agricultural practices. For example, excessive farming and monocultures deplete soil nutrients and biodiversity, making the land less fertile over time. Moreover, these suppliers often use enormous amounts of water to grow crops like almonds, rice, and avocados in arid regions, creating tension in local water resources and leading to water scarcity issues. Pesticides and fertilizers used in these agricultural practices can also contaminate nearby water sources and harm local wildlife. Although Walmart has committed to promoting more sustainable sources, in practice many of its suppliers continue to use methods that prioritize yield and cost over environmental health, perpetuating a cycle of ecological harm. The hidden costs of these environmental consequences ultimately fall on consumers, though not always in an obvious way. Low prices at the checkout may seem advantageous, but they often reflect lower quality goods that may not meet the same standards as local or sustainably produced alternatives. Moreover, ecological destruction caused by unsustainable sources contributes to the deterioration of the environment, which can lead to increased costs in other areas, such as higher medical expenses related to pollution or rising water prices as local resources are depleted. Thus, consumers indirectly pay for these hidden costs that are not accounted for in the initially low prices of Walmart products. Regarding future trends, Walmart is increasingly focusing on digital transformation and automation as part of its strategy to maintain competitiveness in a changing retail landscape. Using advanced technologies such as AI-based inventory management systems and process automation, Walmart aims to enhance operational efficiency. However, this shift to automation may mean that certain fresh products and specialty goods will not be as readily available. Automated systems generally prefer high-turnover goods that are easier to predict and manage than perishable products that require special conditions and timely replenishment. This may lead to a narrower selection for consumers, especially for those seeking fresh and specialized products. Another trend to note is the potential for rising prices and reduced choices in the context of inflation and increasing production costs. Considering the costs of raw materials, labor, and transportation, Walmart may be forced to raise prices on various goods. These economic difficulties are exacerbated by global supply chain disruptions, making the import of goods more expensive and less reliable. As a result, Walmart may reduce the variety of products offered, focusing on core items and popular positions while gradually phasing out less in-demand or more expensive to store goods. This trend may significantly affect shoppers who rely on Walmart as a source of a wide range of affordable options, especially in low-income communities where Walmart is a primary supplier of groceries. There is also a growing interest in alternative food solutions as consumers become more aware of sustainability and quality issues. Many customers are increasingly preferring local grocery stores, farmers markets, and online delivery services that focus on ethically produced and higher quality goods. This shift in preferences is partly due to the desire for transparent information about product origins and to support local economies. Additionally, some consumers are seeking alternatives due to dissatisfaction with Walmart's pricing strategies and limited product range. This trend may prompt Walmart to adapt its strategies, possibly expanding lines of organic and local products or investing in more transparent sourcing practices to maintain its customer base.